than this. Yeah, that's not, I think we can get more. So that went back and forth, and that was pretty tense. So I think if I ask more, am I going to piss them off? Are they going to? So it worked out.
Any regrets looking back?
No regrets at all. It was the perfect arrangement. Financially, it was really superb. And as an operational merger, because I wanted to do the kinds of things of building our business on our platform, and now that we had Home Depot, who also wanted to do that, this wasn't going to be a tuck-in. This wasn't going to be a synergy kind of deal. This is a deal where we had specific attributes, capabilities, technology, a contact center that had incredible consultative selling and close rates far beyond anything they've ever heard of, and most people have never heard of the kind of close rates that we have, without being pushy or pressure. I mean, really being expert salespeople. And when they saw our numbers and they decided they wanted to take our platform and move it into other categories, and they're giving me the money, like, why would I not do that? Really, why would I not? I'd be an idiot not to do that. It couldn't have been any better.
The one thing
and of course, I would be worried, does it look like that? Are they just telling me the things that they want me to know, that they want me to think are going to happen, and then who knows what's going to happen? And they all said, you know, we have this habit, we at Home Depot, of buying little companies and then just crushing them. So please put your hands up, let us know if there's any things that we need to know so that we may inadvertently not crush you. And of course, I've had to raise my hand many times and still do, which is part of the fun. It's so hard, there's almost 400,000 associates, there's over 2,000 stores, there's a lot of constituencies. And entrepreneurs, what do we want to do? We want to do things that people have never done before. We want to try to achieve something that is very difficult. If it's easy, we're really not that interested in it. So we want to do something that's hard. This is hard. The merger is hard. Most people in these positions just leave after a while because they don't like the politics, or they don't like the restraints that they never had.
And that was just what I was about to follow up on. I mean, you find a lot of entrepreneurs have a hard time reckoning with their new parent company after being acquired. Has that ever been an internal struggle for you, or is the challenge of working with 400,000 associates around the country been stimulating enough to keep you going every day?
It's very stimulating. I was stimulated a few times when they gave me some help I really didn't want. And you know, they say as long as you're doing fine, you don't get much help. When you're not doing that great, they give you a lot of help.
Yeah.
And there were some times where we were misunderstood. That was very stressful. But once they moved us and aligned us with the right people who saw the foundational leverage that we could provide, that's when we really started taking off. And I was never complacent. I was never going to allow whatever was going to get into our way to stall the possibilities that we could have, not just for ourselves and for the company, but for Home Depot. We believe we can help Home Depot in our small way become better than they could without us. And we believe we are better as a result of Home Depot. So yeah, it's stressful. Some days are more stressful than others, but every day, I've never had a day where I have not enjoyed it. I look forward to it every single day. There's not been a day since I started the company where I've not wanted to go in.
Outside of being one of Houston's biggest success stories in its technology ecosystem, there's also this storyline with Blinds.com about developing and nurturing a company culture that is hard to be replicated in any other business. With 350 employees and growing to be owned by a multi-billion-dollar company in Home Depot, how are you able to cultivate and continue that culture over the years of Blinds.com?
One of the reasons why Home Depot bought us was because of our culture. And that's one of the ways we were able to build our technology, to build our contact center, to do some of the things that we do was because of the culture. And it's based on our main purpose is to help the people become better than what they ever believed possible. My job as CEO, and I believe every leader, is to help other people become better, and even better than they believe is possible. And if I start off with that as my purpose of the company, and people believe it, and it actually is true, then I've got 4 core values. One of improve continuously, experiment without fear, be yourself and speak up, and enjoy the ride, have fun. That has been the engine that has driven our performance. When Home Depot came in and was looking just for a technology solution, and instead they saw that culture that is best place to work in Houston, 4th best place to work in Texas, and other things like that. High engagement levels, very low turnover. They said there's something special about this company. And if it is special, and if it is intentional, which it is, and it's something that we designed because those are my own core values, so they're true. It's not like these aspirational goals where we say a good company will do these 4 things. We say that's who we are. And those are the kinds of people that we look for. We want people that are going to improve. We want people who are not afraid to take chances. We want people who are going to speak their mind and not allow me or anyone else to make a mistake. If they think I'm making a mistake and they don't speak up, I consider that a lie. And they should be almost fired for that, because they're not telling me what they know to be true or what they think may be true. And then all that is fun. And when they saw that, and you know this is something that is so important to me and important to the senior leadership team and important to everybody there, you're going to grab hold of those things which are dear to you, and you're not going to let go. And when you see things that are happening that may be unintentional, you're just not going to let it happen. You're going to raise your hand, you're going to say, no, that is not happening. And you're going to explain why. And they may not get it, but if you're enthusiastic enough and passionate enough about it, usually you can do it. And you make a reasonably good objective argument as well, then it happens. And because it is so critical to our success, and to me, and I'm not going to be in an organization where I don't get to do my core values, because I go there to live my core values, not to make money. As a result of doing my core values and having people doing that as well, we have made a lot of money, and we continue to grow, and we get more profitable every year.
So was this something that you always decided from employees 1 and 2 was going to be something that was going to be a part of Blinds.com, was your core values?
No, absolutely not. I had no idea what core values were then. I had no idea even what a CEO was. When I started, I don't know if this has happened to you, but it happens to most people. When you get a new job, you get a promotion to some new job, you think, I am not qualified for this job. I don't know what they see in me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I am a fraud. So this is a common thing. If you're hiring people and putting into positions, just remember that. And I thought it for sure, and I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I actually started reading books on what is a CEO, and I've continued to read constantly and continue to learn. Now, what happened was, the unfortunate story was, in 2001, I went full-time online. The following year, my wife, Naomi, passed away. I'd been married 26 years, and it was a catastrophe. And it was very sad, and had 3 kids. And that's when I needed to understand more about what makes me tick, what is important to me. I was very introspective. I was reading about core values and religion, and I'm not religious very much, but I did start understanding myself a lot better, and that's how I understood what my core values really are, and even how I define success, which is, for me, being in the process of getting better and helping everybody around me get better is how I define my success. So I could be screwing up, but if I know I'm getting better, I feel like I'm successful. So literally, every day throughout the day, I'm feeling successful no matter what. And that's maybe I'm tricking myself, but I don't think so. I think as long as you are getting better and you're taking active steps to be positive and to figure out what you can get out of whatever happens to you and to help other people reflect that in their own lives. And that if you're a leader and you're helping people become better and feel successful every second of the day, that's a good thing. And that's when I started in 2002, August 12th, when my wife passed away, when I really started understanding about this. And it took me a couple of years to kind of work through all that. And even after that, 2004 to now, I will be open to the possibility that those 4 core values will change, because they have changed over the years as I've realized that what I thought was a core value, really I wasn't saying it exactly right, or one was just, it wasn't right at all, or one was a subset of something else. So they went from 2 core values to 3 to 4, down to 3. And then my purpose actually of helping people become better than what they ever believed possible, that used to be a core value. But I realized that's the umbrella of the 4 core values. That's really what the purpose of our company is.
Do you see that as essential for any business getting off the ground, that a CEO of a young startup needs to put pen to paper on what their company is going to be built on culturally, or is that something that needs to happen later on?
I don't know the answer to that question, but I will say that you better make sure you've got money, and you better stay in business. And I think if core values help you do that, that's great. But survival for a startup is number one. So you need to be thinking about getting customers, what do customers need, and making sure you've got enough money to get through whatever downs you're going to have. I don't know that I'd be worried about core values as much as I would be about making sure I've got money coming in.
I think that's a fair thing. Money's always good
Yeah.
for a business. You've spoken highly here and in the past about your leadership team and developing a leadership team that you can place trust in to run the organization. What advice would you give to that same startup about finding lieutenants and finding colonels to help run their business? How would you tell them to do that?
The first thing is you've got to know what you're good at, but you also need to know what you're not good at or what you don't want to do. And you need to find people who will do the things that you're not good at that must get done. So if it's the operational things, the analytics, you better get somebody good at that. If you don't feel like you're good at running contact centers, you better get a good contact center person. So all those, IT was the bane of my existence when I first started. I had Tim and Daniel were my first, not different Daniel, shared an office with me. It was the office was like this big, and the 3 of us were like crunched together, and Tim didn't take showers very often. And that was my IT department at the beginning, and I knew that had to change. And I did hire somebody else who turned me down the first time, but said, I think you may have something here, but I'm not going to work for you. And that was upsetting, but eventually he came back and ran IT, and then I had to bring somebody over him. So I think 1, know your strengths, know your weaknesses. 2, if you do happen to know your core values, then make sure they share those core values, because cultural fit, if that doesn't happen at any stage, they're not going to last, and they could destroy your company. If you don't have somebody who's really wanting to improve and is complacent in our company, they're not going to last, because everybody is looking to get better and to make everybody else better. And if you're just sitting there saying, I think everything's okay, they're going to be ostracized really fast. So core value, fit, and finding people that can do things that you can't do, especially.
Absolutely. And then, so going forward with Blinds.com, we recently reported, not to plug us, but that y'all were expanding your corporate headquarters, building up a new floor, planning to hire again another round of people to expand the contact center here. What is the future of Blinds.com with all these new plans?
2.5 years ago, we had about 190 associates. Now we have 350. And we had 1 floor of about 30,000 square feet. We got the 4th floor, and now we're going to get onto the 2nd floor. So we'll have close to 100,000 square feet now, and we'll probably add another, I don't know how many people we're going to have, as few as possible. I'm not bragging that we have more people. I'd hope we don't have to hire any more, because we'll make more money if we can automate. So But we are going to need space. We've run out of parking places, so it's tough. But the future is we are going to take our system and apply it to new product categories. And we're working with the strategic business team there and the merchants and the online folks to determine what is our methodology for selecting the next roadmap of products. So some of those products could be closet storage, garage storage and organization, custom patio furniture, underground sprinkler systems. I like that one. People don't believe that can happen. That's going to be a good one. Custom sheds. I'd like to maybe create custom barbecues, maybe, but that's a small category. Custom area rugs, that kind of stuff.
What does that do to Blinds.com here in Houston as you expand into more categories?
It needs more people.
Yeah.
And the technology that we built, which we call Autobahn, was made product agnostic. So that wasn't made to sell blinds only, but to sell blinds and whatever else we wanted to put into the system. So it's a configurable engine, and we're gonna start this year with one of those products, or another one. We're not sure exactly what yet, and then have a roadmap for maybe 2 or 3 more next year. And what that means is we're gonna need experts in all the different categories. We're gonna need another 100 or so people. We're also developing measure and installation as a SKU, meaning if you want to buy your blinds and have them installed, Home Depot already has an army of installers throughout the country. The problem is that if you want to get one of those people to come out to your house, you have to be really determined that you want one of those people to come out to your house. And we want to make that easier. We want to make it surprisingly easy to take it from about 6.5 weeks down to 2.5 weeks. And we've already laid out that process map, and we've already built most of it. And the end of this year, we're going to be launching our measure and installation service and app, and have that all integrated into the blinds, and then take measure and installation. So if you wanted your sprinkler system, you can visualize what that's going to look like online, do the whole thing online. We'll give you the PVC, the sprinkler heads, whatever comes with a sprinkler system, trench digger, and if you want it installed, which probably would guess a lot of people would, you click the install button and we'll give you that too. So taking all these systems that we're using and leveraging into other things. I mean, this is transforming retail and transforming a $91 billion company. And for an entrepreneur to feel like you've got potentially the impact and the ability to do something like that, why would I not want to continue doing that? It helps me personally improve and have an organization that's improving. I have to experiment to do things that have never been done before, so there's a lot of ambiguity, and I like ambiguity. And then we've got people to speak up, and boy, I have to speak up a lot, so that's good. And it's fun. So I've got this springboard now to transform retail, to transform myself, to transform all the associates that we have, to have some impact on these really smart people at Home Depot that are saying, well, he can't do that. And yet we'll say, maybe we can. And that's very fun and inspiring for me internally. And there's no reason for me not to want to continue to do that.